Hello, welcome to my talk. My name is Joseph Mbele. I'm a Tanzanian and I teach here at St. Olaf College in Northfield, Minnesota. I'm in the English department. I've been here since 1991 and before that I taught at the University of Dar es Salaam in Tanzania in the literature department from 1976. Outside of teaching, I'm a cultural consultant. I help Americans and Africans navigate cultural differences. And so today, I want to address myself to Americans who are seeking to do business in Africa. Americans who have the dream, to do business in Africa, who are already doing business in Africa. And so I will address the cultural dimension of business. I want this to be a short talk, and I need to say also that in these talks that you see on my YouTube channel, I am not speaking on behalf of any institution or anybody. I am not representing anybody. I'm just sharing my own thoughts, reflections, ideas, advice, and I am very conversational. My talks are not very well rehearsed. I just speak the way I normally speak. So, Americans who are planning to do business in Africa, to set up businesses in Africa, or who have already done this, these are my audience. And in particular, I would like to mention African Americans. There are many who are moving to Africa or have already moved there. They are leaving the USA and going to settle in Africa. They have gone to, or they are going to places like Senegal, Gambia, Ghana, Tanzania, South Africa, Rwanda, places like that. So imagine there might be, or there are actually people like that who have some experience or much experience doing business in the USA. Say they have a successful business in Atlanta or Washington, D.C., or Los Angeles, Minneapolis. Successful business. They know what they're doing, it's working well. And so they think, as they go to Africa, or they can go to Africa and just set up the business and things will be okay. And what I want to tell them is that that's an illusion. That is an illusion, and they really, really need to be careful. And the reason is this. How you do business in the USA, for example, is actually a part of American culture. Keep that in mind. How you do business in America is part of American culture. And I make these observations, I discuss this issue extensively in my writings. I've published this book over here. It's called Africans and Americans, Embracing Cultural Differences. And there are significant hints in here about what I've just said. And in fact, I followed this book up with the sequel, this one here, in which I have an essay actually titled Culture and Business Between Africans and Americans. So You cannot just take your business from wherever it is here in the USA and establish it in Africa and expect things to be fine. You come out with the idea that the way you do business in Atlanta or in New York is the proper way, the one and only way to do business. That what I'm trying to say is there is no such thing. There might be a few universal rules, but I don't even know what those are. I honestly don't know what those rules are. If you go to, say, Africa now, keep in mind, as a business person, you are not just dealing with things like commodities and services, what you call services, goods, money, and what you call investments. There are all these abstractions. Well, they are not exactly abstractions, but all these are just things. The thing to keep in mind is you are dealing with people. Yeah, there are all these other things. You are shifting commodities from one place to another. You are selling, A, B, C, D products of different kinds. But the fundamental reality is you are dealing with people. It's very important to know the people. This could be your clients. These are people. And if you're in Africa, these are African people. They are not Americans. This could be your consumers. Again, these are people. Customers, I mean, these are people. They could be your employees. Yes, the people you send out to do things, to bring things. The people who set up your office, who work in your office. The cleaners, what African Americans call house help. These are people, your employees. They could be your business associates. These are Africans. And all these people, they are not Americans, which means their values, they have their values, their ways of behaving, their expectations, their ways of doing things. You need to deal with all this complexity. You need to deal with all this complexity. If you don't understand these things, you will end up being frustrated, angry, impatient, all kinds of things. So how do you understand all this about the people? That's something I've devoted myself to exploring. And so I'm writing about people. In this book, Africans and Americans Embracing Cultural Differences, I'm talking about the Africans. If you're an American and you want to understand them, their ways, their behavior, their thoughts, their values, I really, really encourage you to just pick up this book. It will save you a lot of trouble. There are testimonies of Americans or African Americans who have actually moved to Africa, and they are very grateful to have read this. It saves them the kind of frustrations and difficulties that I'm talking about. So if you're setting up business over there, just like you're setting up business everywhere or anywhere else, know you are dealing with people. That's your fundamental resource. If you decide to ignore this and you think, there are universal laws, there are universal rules, and you want, this to work everywhere, you'll pay a big price. I can guarantee that you'll pay a big price. This could be in the form of losing money. You can lose money. You can lose clients. You can lose time. You can lose your peace of mind with all the frustrations. Absolutely. And you can lose your reputation. If you tread on cultural sensitivities, if you offend people in terms of, your behavior, you can lose your reputation. So there's a huge cost. And as I've said, you could be frustrated, you could be forced to close your business. Now, this last point is not, an idle story. You can go online and Google this topic of American companies losing or failing, in business abroad. American companies failing abroad. That's a search phrase you can use. And you will see how culture, lack of cultural understanding has contributed to American businesses failing abroad, big businesses, like Walmart and Best Buy and so on and so on. They have failed in places like Canada, just across the border here, Canada, Germany, England, India, Japan, Australia, not to mention Africa. These are big companies, and they thought they knew it all. They just go set up this, big enterprises, big stores, whatever, and then only to realize, they are doing the wrong thing in that foreign place. So instead of studying, the culture so that you can invest and fit in, in terms of how you operate and how you connect with the people, you could regret those mistakes. You will regret those mistakes. So once again, I encourage you to pay attention to the cultural side of things. And I really want to encourage you to check out any resources that you can find. But I've helped create some resources. You can check my website. I have a website. Do visit it. And to start, you can just read this book so you can see what I'm talking about. From page to page, you'll realize, the pitfalls, the traps, and once you know them, you will know how to avoid them. You can pick up this one as well, this book, Chickens in the Bus. I will have links at the end of this video or below this video to guide you to some kind of, testimonials from other people. But you can just see all this on my website. If you want to buy these books, don't buy them from Amazon. Say if you are in the USA here, get them from the address, the email address that I will have at the bottom of this video, africonexion.org, www.africonexion.org. If you are in the USA and you order from Amazon, it will cost you about $6 or $7 more. Yeah, a copy of this book, you'll end up paying $6 or $7 more, depending on where you are. So save yourself some money. Do get the book. It will make you realize there are things that you really need to pursue. And after that, I encourage you to take a course that I developed. Yes, I have created an online course, and people who have taken it testify that it's a very valuable course. And below this video, I'll share a link to some of these testimonies. Again, I wanted to make a very short presentation on the point that if you are going to invest, if you are going to do business in Africa, keep in mind business is part of culture, and you are taking your business into a different culture, and the Africans have their own ways of doing business, and you better fit in. Otherwise, you will regret it, or you'll pay a very heavy price for no reason. That's it for today. Have a very good day. Bye.